Okay, so these are all to do with flash. 1 second, let's just make sure. Look at the difference here.
That's a flash.
Well, this is, I'm not going to get into how many things changed, but one thing's for sure, we cut away more ambient light with the second picture. Okay, we created, also moved the pillow, whatever it is. We have a flash above here, and we've turned this chair, although it's, you know, it's a kind of interesting chair, but by lighting it from above, this is like a standard picture that I always take at weddings. By lighting this from above, with a flash above, it makes the whole thing just pop out. It's quite nice. Okay, this was just an example. I can't remember what that was about. I didn't take that picture. Just look at the difference here. This is with 4 lights from the back, and this is just by throwing the 2 lights on in the front. Be careful. Sorry?
In addition to the back one?
Yeah, exactly. Just be careful when you're using flash. Just be careful when you're using flash. This kind of thing here. Very important to be careful with shadows falling from people onto people. And these are cute. This was using 4 flashes, 1 over here, 1 over here, 1 over here, 1 over here. So we've rimmed all of our subjects. She's being rimmed from the flashes on the right. She's being rimmed from the flashes on the left. And it's nice. This is the kind of image that you're taking, you're like, oh, wow, gorgeous. Okay? But work. What? Because I've just got the flashes in the front. But look at it, it's nicer when I put a little bit of light in the front. Yeah, now you can just see that a little bit more. And now, just to create that interaction, so I could have just taken that picture and been happy with it. But now to think, how could I engineer this a little bit further? And so now I threw a little bit light in the front, it looks a little bit nicer. And then I'm like, look, interaction always adds something. Look at that interaction now. That's become a very beautiful picture. Okay, this was just the difference now between flat light and formed light. This is a lovely picture, I think, in my opinion. We have the rim here. See, he's been rimmed out. This should be just black. But because of the lights in the background, it's just plucked him out.
How was everything else black? Was it a background?
It was a black background. A black background. But look at the difference here. Just the difference between how much deeper the image is by leaving some shadow in. Again, this was just a gorgeous picture. But that's just because he's such a gorgeous little boy. This light... So no, different, no, his younger brother. But just a very beautiful child, very, very, very soft light. Look at that, how soft is that light? This is literally straight out the camera. Very, very soft light. F14, who cares? We've got a black background. If you wanted to get his ears, if you wanted to get his ears out of focus, okay, whatever, but you've not really got that much to gain by having a wider aperture. This is just an example of what's called split lighting. Split lighting, we'll learn next class, is when you've got the light coming from one side of the face and none of it falling on the other side of the face. It's a very dramatic style of lighting. Now look at this. This is the chuppah, yeah? Now I just stuck a flash on the back over here. See that flash? Yeah, with a kind of very small round softbox. Now all that's going to allow me to do is look at the difference between these 2 pictures. Just picking out all of these hard light. I hid it behind his head. He had a big hat, so it was easy. Yeah, but just the drama that you can add to an image by just one little flash in the back of the chuppah. I wasn't using it all the time, by any means, but I could use it to my advantage. Look at the difference between the drama between these 2 images. Okay. And this is just, again, a difference between using a heavier lighting ratio, but this is being filled, so this is being filled in with ambient light. Okay?
Face is the wrong colour now.
His face is the wrong colour.
Look at this all orange.
Yeah, so this image is this image. Actually, the truth, I don't know why that is, because my shutter speed is the same.
Exactly the same unless you turned on another light.
It could, you know what it could have been? It could have been my flash on camera reflecting off of somebody next to me. That's what it could be. But anyway, everyone I think would agree that this image is much better. Okay, and this is just now taking pictures with a long shutter speed with flash. So we've got things are frozen. Okay, but then during the image I swiveled my camera around. This is me getting bored at the end of a night, by the way. And this is, I actually like this picture a lot. This is people running quickly. I'm at a 1/6 of a second. So you can see people are still sharp, so there's something to look at. But at the same time, there's a lot of energy in motion, which is just because of the ambient light. Okay, same thing here. This is maybe me zooming out, and this is me like moving the camera to the right side. Okay, this is just a good example of the flash gun, the zoom of the flash. Okay, all flashes send out light, bless you. All flash guns send out light at a certain angle. Okay, that's called the zoom of the flash. As you zoom the flash out, it means you can take a wider picture. We're talking about flash on camera. You could take a wider picture and the entire picture would be filled with flash. You with me? On this image, I was using a fisheye, which is 15 millimeters. I had my flash on camera, which was probably at something like 24 millimeters, because it's quite wide, but you can see that the flash did not go to the edge of the pictures. It's just a very, very obvious example. Okay, now this is, forget the background, okay, not much you can do about that, but look at the lighting on my subject's faces. Look at that lighting. And on her.
How did he do that?
Now, believe me, I could not in any way deal, at this moment in the night, this is her with her dad. Yeah, this is one of the deepest parts of the night. You can't get involved in this. Okay, so what I've done is I've set my lights up. I've got I've got 4 lights on A, B, C, and D. One on the far corner, one on this corner, one on this corner, and one on this corner over here. So now all I did for this picture is I just turned off my 2 lights over here and just had this light and this light. And then just track them backwards and forwards, so he's getting cross-lit from here, and she is getting cross-lit from here. And whatever way, it wasn't in my control to have them standing in this exact place, but the way I set my lights meant that no matter what scenario, whatever angle they're in, I can just turn on and off my separate flashes, and I can always have 2 flashes coming from behind. You with me? Everyone's clear? Okay. This is just a nice, easy way of posing a little boy. Just put your hand on your knee. Okay, you can't usually get much more intricate than that when you're dealing with little boys. This is a good example of a shoot. I'm going to walk you through this shoot as quickly as I can after this, because it was a really nice shoot. But look at the difference here. What did I do? What's the difference here? No flash was used in either picture. How do I know that?
Shutter speed, you're way too high.
Shutter speed was way too high. Look, 64,000, 6,400, and 2,500. The difference is
And the shutter speed.
I'm using a white umbrella to block the sun from them. You with me? This is direct sunlight. Okay, and now I have my assistant standing over here just holding a white umbrella. You can see the shadow of the umbrella is here. You see that? And then this is direct sunlight again. You with me?
Yeah.
So look at the difference of the light. Now this is a problem here because she's in shadow, yeah? So I cared about that. I got her out of shadow. But look at the difference between these two, one second. Look at the difference between these 2 pictures. Forget that it's a different expression, but just the difference in the images, how much more dynamic is that and how much more peaceful and relaxed is that? That was just by taking hard sunlight off of my subject, 2 completely different images, which means you're now going to pose your subject differently. Maybe you're going to have a more dynamic, romantic look to this image and a more kind of happy, easy look to this image.
As soon as you were using the white umbrella, you immediately thought to change your shutter speed.
But the same, why? How do you know to change
yeah,
the
like,
shutter
what made you
speed?
think of that?
Because you're going to block out, you're going to lose a lot of light. We'll see, and when I go through, we'll see how quickly I actually did that. That probably wasn't in one shot. The first shot I probably took was like very underexposed. Okay, this is just the difference between my shutter speed here. This is a 40th of a second. I put a flash in the back now. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I don't usually use a back flash in this kind of day, this time of day when it was so much light around. But I just wanted to see what would happen. I prefer the picture with more light. Okay, and this is an image. Look at the difference between these 2 images. A, B. What did I do? What's the difference?
Interaction?
You look like that.
Sorry?
Came closer up.
You didn't have like a flash coming from the...
Look here, I have my assistant up here with a bare flash lighting up the steps. Look at the difference between these boring steps over here and now with these steps rimmed by another flash. I have a flash in the back but I have a flash coming from the above, which just created these really nice, interesting lines.
Here there's
Well, no, I cropped down I got rid of some more flash from the front by my stats you can see over here. Okay.